afternoon. How's it?
Good.
Good, right? It's summer, it's June. It's exciting. A lot of vacations, right? If you're on schedule.
I
Yeah, you can tell. Everyone is going on vacation. So, but thank you for the ones that are here, dedicated and devoted. You know, it's awesome. We got a lot of people doing a lot of activities this month. You know, we're setting precedents on activities, but more so on closings too. So, you know, that's a good thing, right? When agents are out there producing. So welcome, thank you very much. And let's go ahead and start our team meeting. All right, next slide.
You want to take up the notice from the screen?
Yes, sir. I wish I had eyes behind my back like you, Benny. Unfortunately, I don't have those superpowers.
You see how it's funny.
All right, team, so our mission and our beliefs and our vision to provide agents with a place where they will be empowered, trained, motivated to experience growth, wealth, and legacy that allows them to live their best possible lives. Our beliefs. When the values of your company align with your own beliefs, you know you've found the professional home. And our vision to achieve amazing professionals and personal development so that KW South Bay remains the agency of choice. Love our mission and our belief systems. All right, let's go ahead and continue. All right, long awaiting. So we want to congratulate Holland. You know, she has been promoted. She has been promoted from Director of First Impressions. She's been with KW South Bay for 4 years, 4 years. So it's great to see growth amongst leadership and amongst the staff. And more so, she's been promoted to Agent Services Coordinator. Okay, as the company is growing, you know, that sets standards on what we need to level up. So we're super excited for Holland. So what is going to be some of our responsibilities is like the onboarding for new agents that join the company as well. So it'll relieve some of Natalie's responsibility. And now Holland will be taking on some of those assignments. And the technology to help us as well with some of the technology that we have. And answering all of your questions as well, you know, the importance of having someone here that you can reach out and ask, hey, you know, about command or about, you know, certain parameters of our office as well. So we're super excited and we're definitely appreciative, Holland, of everything she's done with the office in itself. And, you know, we're just grateful to be in business with her. So when you see it, make sure to get that. Now with that, we also want to welcome Lindsay Muscola. She is now, she was also part of Gary Nick's team. So when the opportunity arose, she stepped up to the plate and she went through the motions of doing the KTA, and it's just an alignment. If you know her, she has such an amazing personality, smiles all the time, no difference in Holland. So it was a great fit to have her as the Director of First Impressions. She's right now in training. She's been in training since last week. So we're super stoked and super excited to have her as part of our team. So when you see her, awesome. Next slide, please. Also, with that, news. I want to introduce you to our newest escrow officer, Maria. A little bit of backstory of Maria. Maria has 30 plus years in the industry, and she definitely has connected with or has done business with some of our agents. So without further ado, Maria, tell us a little bit about yourself, and we are so grateful to be in business with you as well.
Yes, and I'm grateful to be here. I have been working in the South Bay area for my majority of my career, and this will be my fourth Keller Williams I've worked at. So I'm very familiar with Keller and the culture and everything. And I look forward to working with everyone. I want to let everyone know I'm also Notary Public. If any of you personally need notary services, please come to me and I will not charge you. So you have no doubt you're buying a house, anything like that that's personal of your own, come to me for your notary and it's no charge. And as I get to know each and every one of you, come to the office, come and introduce yourself, come and say hi, so I can get to know everyone. This is a large office, so it's going to take time to get to know you each individually, but I'm here to service you. I want to be able to provide you the best customer service. And so in order to do that, we need to be able to find out what your expectations are, what you need, what you require, what you like, how you like your files handled. So I need to know those things as well. So you will have to come by and see me. So that'll help. And I also just want to say that I'm really happy to be here and looking forward to a great journey with you all. So thank you for welcoming me.
New escrow officer, an additional escrow officer.
New escrow officer, Cassandra decided us,
You know,
Are you bilingual?
What? I'm
Are
sorry.
you bilingual?
Yeah, I can speak Spanish.
Habla español.
And one of the reasons, by the way, just to share is, Cassandra was great and she was here when we had the transition a couple of years ago with the previous officer. She was a temp and then we decided to hire her.
Yeah.
But, you know, she was never here full time, maybe once, twice a week as needed. For us, Maria is an upgrade. The fact that you're going to be here every day. By the way, it's your fourth KW and the last. She's here to stay.
Oh, yeah, curious.
She's here to stay, but it's an upgrade. It's all about the experience, the office experience, the growth experience, the consumer, which is you guys' experience. And it was a pleasure just to run into her in a sense of opportunity, and also for her to choose to be in business with us.
Right.
It's always mutual, right? And she was an independent officer technically, so to come to in-house, it's a different kind of momentum and dynamic, but she knows a lot of agents over here. So it is a blessing to have you over here. And in a couple of days that she's been here, she already figured out tons of different things for us as well as an officer, that such experience. So thank you. And some of you from the past. So yeah.
I just really quick, I just want to say, I just closed the transaction today with Maria, and it was, one of those clients that don't trust a lot of people. And even though it was because of the whole switching, it was just kind of transition was kind of weird for her. We have met with her, or you have talked to her, and I have to say that thank you. I think you did a really, really good job. So I appreciate it.
On top of all that too, as well, her door is open.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're definitely appreciative of you. Here's a couple of testimonials that we were able to gather regarding Maria and her experience working with our agents. So this is from Chris O. I have known and worked with Maria from different escrow companies. She has been in the business in our South Bay area for many years. She is experienced and is very good with communications. She is friendly, personable, easy to talk to. We're in good hands with Maria. This is from Jay Tan. Jay Tan says, small world, but Maria was the escrow officer at my old office when I was at KW Pacific Estates. She was actually the escrow officer who helped out with my first listing. Maria was incredibly patient, helpful throughout the entire process, answering all my rookie questions. That Jay Tan is not a rookie anymore. Buyer agents, as they deal, also wasn't the easiest person to deal with, but she handled every comment as a professional, kept the train on track. Since then, I've had the pleasure to work with Maria on a few other cases, and each time she has been very supportive in coming up with solutions to work through any problems. It's been great working with her, and I'm glad to hear that she is now on our team. Maria, this is her. Awesome, thank you. Now you guys go back to work. We got to open and close deals. All right, next slide, please. All right, I also want to welcome Sean. Sean, I mean, it's just such a blessing. It's so awesome to see all the moving parts that KW South Bay has in the last couple of months with transitions from promotions to new people, and more so as the company grows. We have hired our newest MCTT. MCTT stands for Market Center Tech Trainer. So let me give you a little bit of history of Sean. Sean has been with Keller Williams for 4 years, has been a leader in the director of technology for the past 3 years, as well being part of KWRI Labs Advisory for the past 2 years. Sean has been a top agent in the offices, in leading the technology arm of Keller Williams in 5 offices and close to 1,000 agents in the Southern California. When Sean isn't selling real estate or helping other teams and agents grow their business, you can most likely find Sean either hiking in the mountains or enjoying a day at the beach. So without further ado, he's on Zoom. Sean, are you with us?
Guys, thank you all for having me here. It is an honor to be joining the South Bay Keller Williams office as your Market Center Tech Trainer, Director of Technology. So I didn't want to take up much of your meeting today, but I just wanted to formally introduce myself to everyone here. So first off, it's a pleasure to meet all you guys and see some faces that I've seen before and had the opportunity to already talk to within the short time that I've been with the Market Center. But either way, guys, I just wanted to make sure you guys know who I am and to make sure how to get a hold of me as well. So later today, you guys should all be expecting an email from me with giving you an introduction to myself, making sure that you guys are aware that I will be teaching classes on technology every Monday for you guys, as well as their support, guys. So when you're running into any sort of technology issues, whether it's command related or any other service that we're using, I'm here to be of service for you guys. So I just wanted to take a few minutes, introduce myself, make sure you guys have a name or a face with my name as well. So when I'm calling you, you guys aren't like, who's this guy Sean calling me, thinking that I'm trying to sell you guys something. Nope, I'm here as part of your leadership team to help leverage. So guys, please take advantage of me. And once again, it's a pleasure to be a part of the South Bay office, guys. Thank you.
Awesome. Sean, couple questions for you, sir. What is a MCTT?
Great question. So MCTT, Market Center Technology Trainer. So that is the position that's kind of morphed over the last few years that I've been within the technology arm of Keller Williams. And so more or less, I'm here to support, I'm here to train, I'm here to grow your business. I'm here to help you cut down on fees that you're paying within third-party services. So if you're looking to cut down on costs, I'm here to help. If you're looking to grow your business, I'm here to help. If you're having some technical issues, once again, I'm here for you as well.
Beautiful. Awesome. Any questions for Sean? Awesome. Well, Sean, it's definitely a pleasure. So we're looking forward to seeing some phenomenal stuff and helping our team grow their businesses as well.
Once again, guys, thank you again for having me here. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to having some time with each and every single one of you guys. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right, let's continue. All right, we have our MREA minute with Ed Morale.
We're gonna skip that and do it again next week. I think
Okay.
a lot on the agenda today.
Beautiful. All right, no worries. Let's go ahead and continue. Next slide. All right, this month is KW Pride Month. So here are some of the logos that you can utilize as part of your brand in marketing as well. So proud to call KW home. Next slide. So the KW Rainbow Network celebrating their diversity. In the last 12 months, members of the KW Rainbow Network referral set was 4,200. Referrals value 1.1 billion with a B. And total members currently part of this organization is 1,700. So it's an amazing thing to see. All right. Next slide. celebrating National Home Ownership this month. So what's so cool about this is that Gary Keller and also Jay Papasan have created a new book called Home Ownership and the importance of striving to become a homeowner. So I believe it's coming out in September, but I believe that you can now register to be on the list to get that book. So next slide, please. So the National Homeownership Month. Week 1, how to build equity through homeownership. Week 2, how homeownership builds wealth across generations and communities. Week 3, how to finance your first home. Week 4, how agents make the whole process painless as part of the process of this phenomenal book that Gary Keller and Jay have created. Next slide. So the National Homeownership Month is called Your First Home by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. You can scan, and I don't know if you can scan this with your phones, but this is the pre-order of the book. I highly encourage each and every one of you to take advantage of this new book that is being launched this year. And it gives the perspective to what we do on a regular basis, right? Helping consumers find the American dream of home ownership. So I'm super excited to see this. It's long waiting and it'll be here sooner than you think. So,
It's not all on something, that's it.
please.
So there was a previous version of this book, and it was really good. I used to always include it as a closing gift, especially for first-time home buyers, but I was getting so much positive feedback from it that I just started including it with every home purchase. Like they would walk into their house and I'd make sure that book was waiting for them on the kitchen counter. And they'd be like, oh my God, that's awesome. It's part of my what I use for closing.
Yeah.
Really good.
And it gives the buyer peace of mind of the initial process, because it's the book that gives them the step-by-step, right, of the initial process, from the buyer consultation to getting pre-approved, to going through showing homes, negotiations, then you're in escrow, right? And then part of escrow, the due diligence of physical inspections and making sure that the buyer is still on track to close this with the financing involved. This is why it's very important to have the team players aligned with you as well, such as your home inspectors, the lenders, as well, the escrow and title company as well, to have this process to make it as smooth as possible to your clients. Just like Aaron said earlier, being part of the process in escrow and giving some good feedback on our escrow office.
But it covers home ownership too. Like that's the main focus of it. So it's got like, it reminds people who've never owned a home before, like, hey, these are the things you need to do. You're gonna change your air filters every once in a while. You're gonna, all that stuff that I didn't know. So when I got that book, the first thing I did is I read it. I was like, oh wow, I didn't have this stuff in here. It's really good. So it talks about insurance, all that kind of stuff about owning a home that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's good book to have for ourselves as well, right? All right. Well, let's go ahead and continue. Thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
All right, next slide. All right, friendly reminder, please, if you have not registered for this Monday's class, this Monday, June 13th, from 9 to 3 p.m., food will be provided, I promise you, okay? We have Braden, who will be spearheading this customer experience. If you know Braden, he also teaches negotiation classes. He's such a phenomenal, well-rounded individual, and he's going to be here live and in person this coming Monday. So please take advantage of it and register. We need a head count so that way you know exactly how much food to provide. Again, he's going to provide you with a lot of incentives and value as the customer experience. Okay, so who's going to register? If you haven't registered, all of you should be registering for this class. Okay, again, as we transition into the third quarter of the year, summer's upon us. The importance of customer service and customer relationships, right? So I'm excited. I know leadership excited. So love to see you here this coming Monday, June 13th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Any questions? All right, let's go ahead and continue. All right, then we have our KW Mastermind, Building Your Sphere of Influence. We have Drake Cruz and Christina Blue. Christina Blue is one of our agents here. She's part of the Hoppin and Murphy team, and with the opportunity to provide you insights to it as well. Yes, sir.
Just a correction, Christina's with the Hood and Blue.
Yeah.
Okay. My bad on that one. So
Hood and Blue.
Blue and Blue team. So this Thursday, June 16th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Many will be spearheading this mastermind session. So again, this is something that you can just jump on really quick into the Zoom and be able to hear these two phenomenal powerhouses speak on what's working for them. So love to see you on there as well. So thanks again for the introduction. All right, next slide, please. Who wants to go bowling? Come on. So we got bowling night at the Gable House on Tuesday, June 28th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We have reserved 2 lanes, and if it need be, we can also reserve 3. Love to see you there. Part of our KW culture, right, is doing outside activities. I know we have our Thursday soccer team as well, and we also have our softball team as well. So again, a bowling night, June 28th, 2 hours. The only thing that we are not providing is the rental of the shoes, drinks, and food. I mean, they have everything there. So make sure to RSVP, let us know so we have a head count on how many people will be participating this month. Who loves to play bowl? Who likes or who's very competitive, right? I know I did this about 2 months ago, and man, oh man, it was tough, you know. And it's trying to find the right bowling ball as well. So again, please RSVP so that we know exactly how many people, because there's only so many people that can actually play per lane. Let Natalie know. Okay. Any questions? I see Alexandra saying, yeah, let's go. All right, let's continue. Next slide, please. Also, get involved with your KW community and show your support for the National Women's Soccer League, Saturday, July 9th, 7:30 p.m. at the Angel City FC versus San Diego Waves. It's a $50 charge. Extra on the field experience is available. Again, this is part of the KW Sports and Entertainment. They're spearheading this event. So if you love soccer or want to, have an evening to do a activity, then I highly encourage you. And it's on a Saturday too, 7:30. So
Lori,
Yes,
by the way, she's a KW Calabasas agent, and she's a semi-pro soccer player too. So that's like her passion, and she's part of this league and whatever they're up to. So I'm gonna be there. I bought a few tickets. So it's gonna be fun to be involved with the support.
how many have played soccer? Oh man, it was brutal 2 weeks ago for me. Even where's Al? Oh, Al too. Following day, I see him and I thought he was scraping something off his shoe, and I saw him do the same thing over and over. And I went up to him, he goes, "Yeah, it was soccer yesterday." And I'm like, "Oh man, it's brutal." But it's fun. Yeah, he's in great shape. But it definitely is very intense, very competitive out there with the ladies and also with the guys playing soccer. So again, that's something that we have here as well, and we would love to see you there, either as giving us cheers or participating on our Thursday soccer event. All right, any questions regarding this event? Cool. All right, let's go ahead and continue. All right. Now we have our guest speaker. So we have George Mesa And Patrick with Pacific Coast Auto. Remember George, couple months, or was it last year when you were here? It's been a while.
7 years old, I don't remember it.
That's right.
My wife told me the only thing I need to remember that I'm married. I swear, I'm not kidding. I see people on the street like, I call it writing, honey, sweetie. I don't remember anything anymore. I need to access the Zoom. But before you try to do that, before I want to talk to you about real estate on 2001, 2002, 3, 4. It was the 80-20s. You guys remember those 80-20s? You find a house for $1 million, so they're gonna give you 2 loans, one for 800, one for 200, right? Remember those 80-20s? Now your pulse, can I see your pulse? Yep, you can get a loan. Sounds like a joke. It was not a joke. It was like that. You make 50, no problem. 60, right? 60. It was insane. I never saw that market creating this or that big mess. Honest, my wife told me, yeah, the market is gonna collapse. I'm like, crazy. This is great. This is beautiful. Everybody was buying houses, right? $1 million house was for everybody. Then what happened? Your $1 million property went down to 800,000, right? 3 things happened. Foreclose on the house, short sale on the house. So what happened if they foreclose for short sale? Second, gone, pretty much. Second was taking $3,000, $5,000, nothing. Short foreclosure, gone. Right? But 13, let's do a loan modification. And who was doing loan modifications? Anybody here? Good, because there were a bunch of crooks. Crooks were doing those modifications. And guess what? They did a modification on the first, not on the second. And remember, those seconds, the interest was around 10% average. Because I'm in second position, that's a bad position, so I'm gonna charge you more. My interest is gonna be a lot higher. This was interest only. 5 years later, when payment resets, payment of 2,000 went to 8,000. So what happened with these seconds? They went to sleep, they went quiet. Because they knew you were doing a loan modification in the first. You know what happened? They said, don't worry, I'll be back. I'm in a little corner, I'm gonna take a little nap, and I'll be back. And I wish I could tell you I'm so smart that I knew that was gonna happen. No, it was by mistake. I get a list from the entire company of orders that they gave canceled. Refis, second loan, another refi, second loan. I'm like, what second loan? What do you mean with that? So I called Brandon at the main office. I said, what do you mean with second loan? Oh yeah, it was second loan number new. Not many. So I said, do me a favor. Can you tell me if these loans were done between 2000 and 2005? 3 days later, I got my new report. 90%. There were 80 points. So now that second, guess what happened? It's back. And by law, I can collect. You know when the loan is going to expire? 60 years. So that second can sit there for years and years and years and years. You don't need to pay me. But my interest at 10%, 15, 20 years later, guess what? That 200,000 loan, it's a lot more now. Anthony, we have a guy who was doing our barbecues and all that. Anthony's my partner, my son. What happened to that guy?
We have a mutual friend that he had modified about 11 years ago. He had a $80,000 second, but they modified the first. 2 weeks ago, he got a letter in the mail that his $80,000 second is $225,000 now.
So what's the? I'm not a lender. We have a lender in the house. Two lenders. There's any programs that I can use to refinance my house? I don't do lending, so I'm asking.
As your equity. Yeah. Qualification. It's qualification.
But if I'm behind 15 years on my second, that could be a problem, right? I'm not saying no, but that could be a refi. Most likely can be
There's sources that
a resale.
have consideration.
Again, it's business, refi or sell. This is a huge market that we're seeing every day now. We're getting that phone call every single day. My client did a modification. It was on the first one, on the second. So this is your next listing. I'm sorry, not you guys, here you guys are better. But I do title in Downey as a title rep, and these guys are so behind. It's like they're 2 years behind everything. I keep preaching this and they're like, they don't get it. That's why I got little plates and this is a huge market. Patrick can help you through our sister company because it's illegal for title to help you with farming for that. Properties with 2 loans and 80/20, and they can give you cell numbers, emails, and alarms. But you know what's gonna happen? It's a lot of work. That's the way they think it down. It's too much because now I need to want to explain what happened with the second, this and that, and they get scared. So it's an even better opportunity for you guys because a lot of realtors, they're not gonna do it. They're just not gonna do it. So sorry, I just wanted to show that because that's a huge, huge business that it's gonna be here or it's already here. Cool. So where to go?
Interesting, yeah, because I do remember back in the early 2000s, you know, they were literally approving loans. And some consumers did not qualify, but they were still stamping them approve. And then when the market of 2008 hit, it surely collapsed everything. So what he is just stating is so valid because there's opportunity for us as, you know, giving advice and, you know, helping them through the initial process. Because like he said, you know, some lenders will not be able to qualify these loans because of the finance involved in it. And it's ironic because that happened to my parents in 2005. And it took a whole period just to try to get them refinanced. It took almost 10 years later, you know, because the property value had gone down. So they owed more than what the house was worth. So I know exactly what they're talking about. So
Don't be surprised if there's a couple that are gonna be short sales because they're upside down because that second is so big. That's gonna be rare because it's insane. We have around $200,000 on equity on every account in each property. So, but again, that's a huge business. If I'm an agent, I want to look for the business that nobody else wants to go. Maybe it's extra work, but I want to go there. I don't like this occasion. I'm pretty weak, so I don't want anybody complaining. Now, let's start with this training. When Patrick told me about this training, I'm like, this training, I don't like it. It's not a sexy training. Talking about documents is pretty black and white. And I'm a storytelling guy. I love to tell stories and this and that. And this is not a sexy training. It's pretty boring at first. But then I'm going to show you a couple of things that you're going to go find. 30 years, I didn't know that. Can that happen? It's scary that you guys, and it's not your fault. You guys are trying to sell, not to learn documents. When you go to school, they don't teach you this. Everyone wants you to want sales, bring business to the company. But if you don't want to get sued, you better start learning your docs. And it's never too late to start. So let's start with the king of the documents, Patrick. Which one is that?
the granddad.
So you guys, and I'm sorry, it's the first time I'm doing this through an iPad, so I could be a little confused. Okay, let me move this. Okay.
Does anyone know what a grantee is? Start off with that.
Yeah, we're gonna start with that. Just let me do one thing real fast. Okay, perfect. Grandee, that's what I call the queen of the king of the documents. Who's on title? Who owns that house? That's gonna, and the sad thing, a lot of you guys, and when I keep saying you, and I'm sorry, they told me not to say you guys because there's females too. So team,
They need to. That's fine.
when you check in your new listing, your next listing, you don't want to go into your property profile. There's only room to put 2 people in those profiles. And I don't care which company you use. Tycor, Pacific, whatever type of company you use, we use the same system. It's coming from Black Knight. It's going to change the color and the logo. The rest is the same. Only 2 names can be fit on that little space. What happens if there's 3, 4 people on title? Your contract is going to be wrong. And then you have to redo your contract. So you want to always base your contract on your grantee. And the way it's going to be, it's pretty simple. Grants 2, you see the grants 2 right here. Let me go right here. You copy the rest. You copy the rest and your contract is going to be squeaky clean, perfect. Any questions about the grantee?
What happened when they have names?
Well, that's completely different. That's what you need your privy. Yes, ma'am.
What if it's in a trust?
It's gonna tell you. You use a grant deed to put a property in the trust.
That would be
The
like-
Jorge Mesa and Esperanza Mesa going into the Jorge Mesa and Esperanza Mesa living trust. And don't start me with those living trusts because that's the craziest thing that you guys do. Why are you gonna name your trust Jorge and Esperanza Mesa? What's the idea of a trust? To be private record, right? Well, you're already telling me that you have a trust. Give me 10 minutes, I'm gonna tell you what you have inside of that trust. Well, how about if I tell you my trust is named Havana Mama? Who's Havana Mama? Who knows? So be careful with those trusts, the way they do it. Okay, any questions about the grant deed? This is gonna, who's on title, who owns that property, who can sell that property? Good, so in this case is, let's see, Patrick. Hector Carvajal and Virginia Carvajal, by the way, they're agents at KW down, they work at the KW down. Husband and wife as joint tenants, so what else can I tell? Vesting, my vesting is joint tenants. Something happened to Hector, 50% goes to Virginia. Something happened to Virginia, 50% goes to Hector. So that's my vesting too, I can check. Also, I can check my legal description that you guys don't really need the legal description, right, for your MLS. But this is your legal description, it's right here. That's your legal description. And don't get confused when you have units. A lot of times you have 8552 to 8556 Main Street. There's only one address. There's only one legal address. That could be 8252, 53, 4, whatever. The rest is what we call the postal address. It's for the mailing. So there's only one legal description and one legal address. No questions? I'm gonna go to the next one. Next one, grant deed. This is what we call the instrument number. This is your instrument number. Always is gonna start with the, with the year was recorded, 2014 and the rest. You see this right here, right? That's key to know that one. 8 a.m. That means it was just recorded with a regular recording. It was not an accommodation. It was not recorded during the day. So that's key for you to know, because if the grant deed is an accommodation, you will need what document that? An affidavit of non-insured deed, because this deed means that it was not insured. I'm going to show you one, and I'm going to explain that in more detail. So let's see what can we tell about this property name. Sorry, I'm kind of moving this. Okay. So this one is going from, this is what we call a correction deed. Roger Carvajal, can you read it, Patrick?
Roger Carvajal and Virginia Carvajal, husband and wife as joint tenants who acquired
Title as.
Hector Carvajal and Virginia Carvajal.
So now he's changing his name from Roger, from Hector to Roger. That was a mistake. So that's what we call it, a correction deed. You can change, maybe you're single and then you get married, you can change your vesting to a married person. Maybe your wife died and you want to change your vesting. Maybe you got divorced and you want to change your vesting, you want to change your name. So this is what we use, another grant deed just to correct them. Any questions about that?
And you'll also notice too that the documentary transfer tax is 0 on these. So if there's a full transfer of a property, there's going to be an amount on that documentary transfer tax. And that's also how you can find the sales price of that property as well, based on the documentary transfer tax.
Perfect. So yeah, that with this, we know right away that it was an accommodation, but it's just to change the name, the vesting. Deed of trust.
So you say accommodation, what other types they spend?
When you do an accommodation, title is gonna require, most of the time, 90% of the time, we're gonna require an affidavit of non-insured deed, because that accommodation was not insured by any type of company. Just prepare the deed, send that to the county, you record it, and that's it. Why do you need the other one? Because just imagine, I have a house and I'm gonna stop paying child support, American Express, this and that, right? But before that happens, I'm gonna transfer my property to Patrick. Because I'm such a smart guy, I say, hey, I don't have nothing now, right? That's what we call hit and run. You know, there's a problem coming, you transfer it to somebody else. So that's just an accommodation. they can still go after the property, even though you don't see your name on title. And that's the number one phone call that we get on title. Well, he's not on title. It was just an accommodation. What do you mean? So if you're gonna do an accommodation, make sure that you do also an affidavit of non-insured deed at the same time. Different number, it cannot be the same one. So you have two documents now. So whatever they wanna sell, they can just pull that one and be.
So then you have that, then you have refinancing, then you have purchase, that's what you're referring to.
Okay, so next one, trust
So,
transfer.
question,
Yes, sir.
so in these particular documentations that we see here, who usually reviews all these and looks at errors and mistakes? Is it the
Title doesn't
consumer, the agents, the titles, the
Escrow.
lenders?
Escrow is the one who prepares title reports. We don't have enough time to be reviewing every single document. We assume that the escrow officer, and you guys are lucky you have a good escrow officer, and that's why it's so key to work with your in-house escrow that you can walk and you can see. Just yesterday, we closed a deal and the agent called me, say, hey, we closed as community property, why? This is my favorite. You tell me why. Oh, who choose that? Not us. We're not allowed to choose vesting. It's your call. And the escrow will explain to your clients, and the clients need to choose. Nobody can choose. Well, nobody told the clients, and they just took community property. No, we record, escrow prepares, we record. All the documents. We don't check legal, I mean, unless it's pretty obvious that there's something bad, they're gonna call me and I call the rep, I say, you better call your escrow officer because this is not, doesn't sound right. The problem with LA County and the problem with any county, they record whatever you send. Whatever you send, they're gonna record it because they want your money. They don't check anything. LA County doesn't check anything. They just record and later, there's a problem, it's not my problem. You send this to record. So this is your trust transfer deed. You asked me a question, how you put the property into trust. This is the document that we use. So it goes from Jorge Mesa to my trust. It's pretty simple to understand that. Questions? No questions? Good. Next one. Interspousal transfer grant deed. I love this one. So I get a call from my friends all the time. Hey, I think I'm getting divorced, but she signed this. I'm okay. What's the answer? No. California is a 50-50 state. I mean, it doesn't matter that you sign this, you still have 50% of that house. So why we do this? Why we issue this? Why we report this? Who requests this? What? Lenders. The lenders. The lenders want to make sure that you and me were married, but I'm getting the loan. You're not getting the loan. He's the lender. So the lender wants to make sure that there's not going to be problems coming from you to the property. So if you record this, no lien or judgment can be attached to the property through you. But this has nothing to do with who's getting divorced or this and that. The only way you can protect your property if you're getting divorced, prenuptial. That's it. There's no other document. So this, don't go tell your clients if you sign this, you're fine if you get divorced because it's not true. A lot of my friends, they call me and say, hey, if I do this, no. Next one, let's see. This is a deed of trust, again, for these two agents in Downey, Hector Carvajal and Virginia Calvajal, Jose and West at joint tenants. You can see the loan amount right there. So that's how much it's a loan. And then let me show you a couple of things. I don't think it's gonna be in this one. So this is just your typical deed of trust. When was the last time you guys read the whole Ray Rider? Never?
I don't think agents.
You want me to scare you? You're gonna get scared right now. So everything is about disclaiming, right? You're fine if you disclaim. So this is a deed of trust. A deed of trust is for, this is the loan amount, 275. Now, how many times you call your title rep, say, we can't find the loan. Before you call your title rep, make sure that it's not a MERS loan. There's a website called MERS.com. You put the loan number, and I can tell you who has that loan. Bingo. you're gonna use it a lot now with those seconds. You wanna know who has that second, because maybe the second is not only with the bank, maybe with the collection agency. So you punch the numbers on this website and bingo, you can tell right away, phone number, address, and everything. So that's good to know before you call your tower up, say, we tried so many times and we can't find anything. I go, bro, here's your phone number. This is who has that deed of trust. Patrick, I'm gonna
Merce.com.
merge.com. Pretty simple. Patrick, I'm gonna need your help here.
All right.
Oh, boy, what happened here? Gosh, I don't know why when we transfer this, I got that. Let me see if I can erase that. Give me 1 second. Can you erase this? Oh, I don't know why this is like this. Well, you have to believe me. This number 6 is this. When you purchase a house, you have a month. If you claim that that's your primary residence, if you don't move into the house after a month, the loan can be called. The lender can say, hey, you're not living on the house. What's the chance of that happening, sir? Very slim, right? But there's always a chance. And if it's on black and white right here, I will display that. But that's not the scary one.
And the question we have now is somebody asked for like 30, 40, 60 days rent back. So how do you handle that?
I'm sorry, question?
We have right now with the market that we have right now, when we are selling something, the clients tell me, I want to look for another property, so I need to be rent back. And I need rent back for 30
Disclaim. If you disclaim, you're not gonna have any issues. That's why I say disclaim. Patrick, read this, please. This is key. Please pay attention to this one. Read it, please.
If all or any part of the property or any interest in the property is sold or transferred, or if borrower is not a natural person and a beneficial interest in borrower is sold or transferred without lender's prior written consent, lender may require immediate payment in full of all sums secured by this security instrument.
Let me ask you a question. You and me were entitled. You and me were on the loan, right? But I want to remove myself from title and I want to add my son to title. Grant the equity on whatever you want to do. The lender can call the loan. And that's scary. I mean, sometimes you have a choice. Maybe I'm very sick, I don't have time to do a living trust, this and that, and I have to transfer to one. But again, you need to do your disclaimer to your clients. If you want to do that, this can create a problem. I started doing title many, many years ago, and I recall just one time. One time, and you know when was that? During the short sales. Because this homeowner stopped paying. And there was equity in the house. He stopped paying. So that was not a short sale, but he stopped paying. So the lender, instead of doing the whole process of pre-foreclosure, went and I checked, wow, you removed yourself from title, now I can call the loan. I don't need to go through the whole process. Because by law, you sign that, that's your prime deed of trust. So you give me the okay to call the loan. And if I call the loan and you don't pay me, I can do an eviction and I pay. So it's crazy. Disclaim. That's why I tell the agents. It's not that it's illegal. It's not that you don't want to do it. Sometimes I did one last week where a client went to the office. They went to the resident home or one of those hospices. And the lady signed and everything, but she's dying. So they don't have time to do living trust and this and that. So this is key, guys. This is pretty scary. You know how many accommodations we do a day? I have a stack on my office of accommodations. And just removing people from title, sometimes it's not the right way to do it. And you don't want to get in trouble. You don't want to say, well, you never told me anything. All right, questions about deed of trust?
Well, I have a question regarding that disclaimer. So as a consumer getting a loan, obviously the loan doc is gonna have this information. Is it something that the consumer can request to have that removed as part of the terms?
I'm sure you can try to remove it, but I'm sure they're not gonna do it. If I'm giving you a loan, $500,000 loan, and now you don't want to be responsible.
It's not that you're not being responsible, but you know, certain things trigger certain events, right? I mean, I cannot foresee 6 months from now, a year, what may happen. but something like this can ultimately, like you said, call the loan.
I
You
don't
know,
think,
without-
and again, I don't do loans, but I don't think so. And I'm just using common sense because it's too much money what I'm gonna give you for you to remove yourself from tax. Well, I don't have nothing to do with the property anymore.
That's good information to know. Yeah.
Okay, short form of deed of trust with assignment of rents. Okay, what's that? That's a deed of trust. That's money to money. Who uses this one? Private money. I'm sorry? Hard money loans, private money, yeah. Short form of deed of trust. This is what you use. Why it's also called with assignment of rent. If you're lending money on a 1 to 4 units, you want to use this. And it's pretty clear, right? Assignment of rents. You can go and collect the rents. A lot of people that they don't know, they do the note and they do the deed of trust. This is the best way to do it because you can collect rents. So that's when you see short form of deed of trust, that's private money. Pretty simple to understand, pretty straight. This one, I did this one for one of my friends. Any questions?
Good information.
You told me we just have a few more minutes. Let me skip tax roll. Let's go to the tax roll. Tax roll is key and you guys don't read the tax roll. How much are taxes in this city? What city you guys, give me a city and tax.
Are we talking city transfer tax?
Like here, Patrick, can you scroll down?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here is 1.11, right? What's Torrance? 1.25? That's the average. You should want to go up. Well, let me tell you, the truth, taxes are 1%. Always. Passed in 1978, before you guys were born. 1978, they passed this law, it cannot be more than 1% in California. So why is 1.11? Especially in special assessments. All these are your 0.11. How you read the tax roll go up? Pretty simple. Reading the tax roll is so easy, so simple. Up, 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 up. Okay, stay right there. Land. Cities tell me that my land is 164,000 improvements. What's that? My house, the structure. Then you can do the $7,000 if you want the homeowner's exemption, and that's going to give you this number, and you pay 1% of that. Then you have your special liens of the assessments, that point whatever. If you have Mello-Roos, they can go to 2 and change. And it's key to know, it's gonna be here, Mello-Roos. By the way, title companies, they don't tell you this highlight and red and this and that, it's black and white. It's key to know because you guys should go and show houses in Riverside, you get all excited, go back to your lender, tell your lender, yes, we found the house. And guess what, there's 2 Mello-Roos and your taxes are gonna go up $800 a month extra. So now they don't qualify. So when you're showing houses, make sure. It's rare to see Mello-Roos in these areas. But if you go Santa Clarita, you go Riverside, San Bernardino, you're gonna see a lot. And that's gonna be a waste of your time showing houses without checking your tax roll. We're open on the weekends. So you can call Patrick and you can get the tax roll right away. And also we can call for you because I know Mello-Roos very well. This one is not gonna expire, but Mello-Roos, they expire. They can be ongoing, this is ongoing, or they can expire. We can make that phone call for you and we can tell you it's gonna expire in 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. So that's pretty easy. So you see bond, you can see if there's any bond, sold to state. That's another big confusion on the industry. So 5 years is right. You don't pay taxes, they can auction your house 5 years? No, 7. 5 years it gets sold to the state. Can be sold to state twice. And it's gonna show you here, you're gonna see a Y, I'm sorry, a 1. Then after 7 years, it goes to public auction. And now if you buy in a public auction, you need to wait 5 years now to sell, not 2, they changed that. It's crazy, so be careful. It sounds very appealing to go and buy houses at the auctions. It's not that easy, it's not that easy. So this is your Mello-Roos.
So if you could go back real quick, just, out of curiosity, folks, the importance, especially if you're showing clients where there is Mello-Roos, go real quick. If you look at this highlighted, $2,400.
And that's a small one.
That is a small one. But that can be a deal breaker for your clients because of the monthly payments as well. So-
And again, we know that you show houses on the weekends. After hours, so we have customer says it's open until 9 PM, right? And on the weekends, same from 8:30 to 9 PM. So you can always call us. It's pretty simple. Again, this is a big red flag for me. Title companies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times has been open. When if I get something like this, before I open, I call the agent and say, tell me what's the problem. All that love that you have for me now, and I don't trust that. Tell me, has been open 11 times with 11 different title companies. There's a problem, and I don't want to open a printing just to pretend I don't have any order. So we're just wasting time. You're shopping around. Tell me what's the problem. I can go to the underwriter right now. We can find a solution to your problem if there's a solution. If not, you're not gonna waste your time trying to go through me one more time. Crazy. Okay, another tax roll.
They have all.
Sold to state, that's what you're gonna see at 1. Then you can see a number 2. That's what you're gonna see it. If the property is on tax default, you're gonna be able to see, okay, what day is, what month is June? June, it's interest, $4,000 so far. Amount total amount, $33,000. So right away, you wanna know if they're tax default, you should request your tax roll all the time. It's gonna tell you a lot about your property. Another tax roll. Why for this? I don't know. Why they don't this one? No. You tell me what to start.
Maybe, yeah, I got a little bit of homestead. talk about homestead.
Homestead declaration. So can you look through the homestead? There's 2 types of homesteads. There's a homestead and there's a homestead declaration. Homestead declaration, you need to record that document. Homestead, few people know that when you buy a house in California, you already have a homestead. When can you use a homestead? If your property is upside down, remember the short sales that your loan is $1 million, sell for 800,000, the lender is not gonna go after you for that difference. Thanks to the homestead. That's called an automatic homestead. Then you have your homestead declaration. California just went up. Last year, they increased it to 600,000 if you're single. I'm sorry, if you're married, and 300,000 if you're single. That's huge. What's the best gift you can give to your clients when they purchase a new house? A wine, a sign says the Ramira family, this and that. So that is garbage to me. I'm gonna give value to my clients. I'm gonna ask Patrick to prepare a homestead. And you can send it to your client, they can notarize, sign it, and we will record for you for free. When they sell the house, when they buy the house, usually they get this garbage mail about if you want a copy of your deed or if you want a homestead. Homesteads are $850. They go between $500 to $850. You can do it, we can do it for you for free as part of the service. That will be the best gift you can give to your clients, but also right now, slowing down, right? It is what it is. I'm gonna start pulling all my past clients and I'm gonna offer a homestead. Maybe I call my clients, oh, you know what, we're having problems. We're getting divorced or we lost our job, this and that. Maybe it's the time to sell.
You'd be surprised that there's a lot of people that do not have this exemption on their.
That guy sitting over there, I'm explaining a few months ago what's a homestead. And I hung up and I look at Tony, he was way too quiet. I'm like, do you have a homestead in your house? No. I'm like, what's wrong with you? We preach this all day long. I have years preaching this and you don't have one in your house. Got to the office, we did it. Not right, send it to record. Homestead, and now it's 600,000. So this is a trivia question, sir. What's the #1 phone call we get on title? From an escrow officer, loan officer, or realtor?
The #1 call is.
Yeah, who
probably,
calls the most?
I would say escrow. Agents,
What's the third one?
lenders.
Lawyers.
Oh,
Lawyers, they call us all day long. They want to know if there's homestead you crash. They want to go after your property. They want to know if you have any assets, any money. And in California, they can go after your property with.
Don't they have access to that information?
No,
No.
the title point is expensive. They used to put this on property profiles. But we
Doesn't work.
stopped doing those documents because lawyers there's no business and you're
Yeah.
using my account and these documents are $1 every time that you put one. So, no, this is your best gift you can give to your clients. Past clients, new clients, always talk about homestead, understand homestead. And again, you have a living trust, it's a good idea to have a homestead, absolutely. This is only for your primary residence, that can be for your investment properties. And if your house is used as a collateral for a loan, you cannot put a homestead. You can record it because LA County will record whatever you said. I have a guy told me, no, you're wrong. You can record multiple properties. Okay. You say that, you're the boss, and he paid to put homestead in 4 properties. It's gonna work just for one. You see, I told you. I said, yeah, okay, good, no problem. Just wait till you get sued and go after those 3 properties. It's only for your primary residence. Questions? There's too many dogs. I swear this class could be a. And again, it's not a sexy class. It's just extremely boring.
Well, and the importance is obviously having the right team, right? This is very important for questions that we, as real estate professionals, may not know, is, going with your title companies that can provide you with that additional.
Check this vesting. Jorge Daniel Barragan, who acquired title as George Daniel Barragan and Silvia Barragan, husband and wife. And that was coming from an estate. That's a huge mistake. You're not putting no vesting. I mean, here on the grant 2, now they change it, but this vesting was on a prior grant deed. No vesting. That's crazy. How can, and something happened to Jorge? Probate. You know what? We have probates because we don't think ahead. This shouldn't be probates. For me, probates are just a bunch of crooked lawyers who push for that so they can get money. That's the honest truth. And by the way, I'm done with this one. Whenever you have a possible probate, always check with your lawyers. Lawyers don't tell you this. I have a bunch in my house. There's a thing called spousal petition that's a lot cheaper and a lot faster than a probate. I'm died. My wife is, we're still married, legal married in California. My wife can put a spousal petition and it's a lot cheaper than a probate and a lot faster. So always call us and you see if maybe we can avoid the probate. It's what we call a mini probate, but it's a good way to save money. Well done. Well done, right?
Yeah. Let's see, 11:05.
I have to come back for.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, good information.
Because I get this from title reps all the time. They get pissed with us. So I did a transaction with, it was KW Cerritos, guy I don't even know. Fidelity Financial Red Flag filed. This is the way we see it. It's called OFI. And you see these title companies, we use a system called Title Point. Everybody can see everything. I can see if it's open with another title company. So if I see enough ad, everything stops. It's a red flag. I don't even have access to see what's a problem. And a lot of times, what can I tell my client? There's nothing you can tell. How many times you see in the movie, talk to my lawyer, right? You're not even supposed to say anything. Whenever they say OFI, is because there's a red flag or called red flag, and nothing we can do as title companies. I mean,
So is it a pending litigation? Is that what's
Exactly.
going on?
There's a claim, and this claim was opened by Fidelity. So again, there's fraud. So there's nothing we can do. I don't care if you go with another title company. Title companies were pretty much black and white.
Yeah.
I wish I could tell you my company is the best one and we're the best. No, we're all the same, black and white. When it's inside of the office, outside, like this guy, superstar, it's a different story.
Yeah.
OFIs are key for you guys to understand.
Beautiful. All right. Well, I definitely appreciate you both. Thank you, sir. I hope that was a great information to have, just peace of mind, right? To understand that even though it's a lot of content, and there's a lot of things that we just don't know, these are the people that are there to help us, guide us, and speak to our clients. So yeah, it's good information. There were things that I just like, yeah, for me, it's the risk management of it. So Awesome. One more last before we close our team meeting. I want to bring Heather up here real quick. You know, Heather camped with the company, so we have a little gift for Heather. So part of KW, now we launched this camper box and it has some good stuff. I know Rosie got hers last week, so congratulations, Heather. You know, for camping and getting 100% of your commission. Yeah, so let's give her a round of applause.